I'm going to show you in today's episode how you can make some quick money using an ozone generator. Now, there's some important stuff you need to know about ozone machines. You got to know the 3 P's. What are they, Policy? They're people, pets, and plants. None of those can be inside the building or the unit that you're doing the odor ozone treatment to. And you need to seal up all the windows and doors. Just make sure no people, no pets, no plants. It's very dangerous. So don't just jump into this and start doing ozone, because I've been in property management companies where the maintenance guy, I show up to clean the carpets, he's painting the walls and he's running an ozone machine. It will kill you, trust me. Now, the ozone machines that I'm using run about $60 to $70 a piece on Amazon. They're what you call a 10,000 milligrams per hour unit. I'm going to put this note up here so that nobody knows. I have a key, I'm going to lock it, but if the tenant comes home, I don't want him to enter till about 3 o'clock. It's about 10:50 in the morning. We're going to set these up and we're going to do a 1-hour treatment. We're going to use 2 ozone generators. So I'm going to put one in the bedroom and one in the kitchen. Each unit is doing 10,000 milligrams per hour of ozone. So we're essentially going to be doing 20,000 milligrams per hour during this 1-hour session. So again, no people, no pets, no plants. Looks like they tried to get the odor out with some of those absorbing cups. This tenant is just moved in and the place smells like cigarette smoke, really, really heavy. Supposedly they painted the walls, used kilns on it to seal them, and changed the carpet and changed the padding. So I'm not sure about that, but that's what they say. All of the cabinets will be opened up. We're going to open up the closet door, and we are going to basically do zero labor. These are the greatest jobs I do on a daily basis if I get ozone treatments. You can advertise ozone treatment, and the thing is, I've got the 2 machines in this toolbox. That toolbox is $10 at Walmart, and then each unit's about $60. And I always schedule, is that a plant? Oh no, that's a dead flower. I always let the people know I'm going to enter with my with my box and my ozone generators, and I'm going to set them up, and then I'm going to leave. And if I do a 30-minute session or a 1-hour session, if it's not real bad, 30 minutes is plenty. And sometimes one of these units will actually cover 2,000 square foot. So I'm going to set this up. And I'll put one, like I said, here in the dining room, and I'll put one in the bedroom. I've made sure all the windows are shut. Open up your cabinets, open up your doors. There's some plastic footings on the bottom of these for safety. If they don't have them, you want to put it on something. But here's your timer. It'll switch on to an hour. So you set your timer, you'll hear it clicking, and then you push the on button, which I'll show you. And then you want to make sure your generator, it's generating. You'll see it kind of UV light on the back. You want to set them and forget them. By that I mean set the timer. I'm not going to push it yet. I'm going to go set up my other room. You don't want to be in there. You can be around it for a few minutes. It's not going to kill you that fast, but it can really bother your lungs, because you remember it's attacking oxygen. And there's oxygen in the carpet, oxygen in the drywall, oxygen in all this furniture. Of course, he moved his furniture in already, which was kind of silly. But it's going to neutralize any odors that are in that as well. So let's go into the bedroom, and we'll set that up. I do see a computer. You don't have to, but for me, I like to unplug computers because they generally have a cooling fan in there, and the cooling fan could draw the ozone through the computer. Don't quote me, I don't know if it would damage the boards or anything like that or create a fire, who knows. But for safety, I always just unplug the computer CPUs. Plus, I don't want to plug into this multi-outlet. This doesn't draw a whole bunch of amps, but there's no sense in taking any risks. You want to make sure it gets a complete 1 hour worth of ozone treatment. Like I said, the cigarette smoke here is awful, and I can't believe that it's still here after the paint, the carpet changing. It's got to be in the ceilings and just everywhere. It might even be in the subfloor. So you could see, I turn it, and then that one was, I plugged it in and the button was on, so I turned it off. I just want to clarify that it's not on. So I'm going to come over here and show you what we do. You can pick these up, but I must emphasize, please be careful, understand what you're doing. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But what you're going to do is you're going to turn the dial. If you're doing a 30-minute treatment, you can set it for 30 minutes. And remember, you got to have time to push the button and get the heck out of there. Sometimes I'll go 35 minutes and let it kind of click for a few minutes, then hit on. But this is a 1 hour unit, puts out 10,000 milligrams of ozone per hour. So there you go. We got it set. I've pushed the button to on. Make sure it's placed safely, and you can see the ozone generating plates back there are now working. And then we'll go do the second one in the bedroom, and then we'll get the heck out of here. We'll come back in a little bit. I'll explain that. But like I said, make sure you understand the safety of what you're doing. You see that is just dead flowers in the thing. I thought I heard a fan in here. You want to make sure the fan's off. I hear something, but I think it's the refrigerator, so we're okay. All right, I'll turn some lights off. So I'm going to get this one started. And you can tell the other one's already running. It's not going to catch up and kill me that fast. So be careful. Set this one for an hour. We'll push the on button below. Make sure that the UV is lit up on both plates. It's important that these machines are relatively new, and over time I'll replace those plates. I keep them clean and vacuumed out. I've had people, even property managers, rent machines, or they have a machine and they're not clean and the plates aren't working. And they say, oh, ozone didn't work. So that's another issue with ozone, maintenance. And since I have a business, full-time carpet cleaning business, upholstery, wood floors, and area rugs, and then I offer the odor treatment if I run into stuff like this. So we're gonna lock it up, and then I'm gonna skedaddle. It takes 30 minutes after the treatment's over to re-enter. So we'll say it's 11 a.m. It's gonna run for an hour. So at 12, they'll automatically shut off due to the timer. The little on-off button will still be illuminated, but it's not running. And it just shuts off automatically, and then you don't want to enter before 30 minutes after. In this case, I waited an hour. I had to go do a coffee spot stain removal. If you look at my previous video, you'll see that. But anyway, I'm on my way back. And by the way, these two jobs, anyone can do this type of work as long as you understand what you're doing and you're careful. The coffee stain wick back and this, you can make upwards to $400 a day just doing those two jobs, So definitely great side hustles. You can kind of see in the air a little bit through the camera, but they've definitely been turned off. You can see the little illuminated button showing it's powered on. We'll turn that off. I'll pack up my equipment, but first I'm going to open windows. This will help to reoxygenate all the molecules. get fresh air in there. All right, always plug your client's stuff back in the way they had it. But again, the 30-minute window, so if you set I do a lot of 30-minute treatments for clients that have apartments, and it's just smells like, I don't know, maybe dog dander. I'll go in, I'll set one up, I'll put it in the middle of the living room, turn it on for 30 minutes, go sit in my van, watch YouTube videos. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, we got something in common, folks. But anyway, and then, so I'll let it run for a half hour. So if I got there at, say, 9 in the morning, I'll let it run till 9:30. I'll sit in the driveway till 10. I'll come in, collect my equipment, pack up, and get my money from my client. Or if it's a commercial job, I will invoice them. Again, we're going to crack some windows. And then you saw on the note outside, it says do not enter till 3 p.m. So you figure it's about, it went from 11 to 12. And then, so I waited an hour. I got back here around 1. And so it's been way past 30 minutes. But just for the client's safety, you never know. I'm used to the smell. It kind of smells like a fresh air chlorine smell. But if some people enter right away, especially with doing 2 machines, it can make their eyes watery and their throat scratchy. So always tell them, give them a couple hours. That's what I do. Then, and open the windows. By the time they enter, all they smell is fresh air. So it's up to you how much you want to charge. You could check your local area. I have a minimum service charge for what I do, but for the most part, if you're going to do a 30-minute ozone treatment, and you're doing some other services there, you might do it for $75. If it's the only thing you're doing, you might say, hey, I can do it for $100 or $150. So just be really careful. I hate to put information like this out online and have somebody screw up and kill an animal or kill someone's plants. Remember, 3 P's, and that's not policy. It's people, pets, and plants. So there you go. You can do this. A $10 toolbox, about $140 worth of ozone machines from Amazon, a little finesse in talking to property managers and advertising. There you go. Another side hustle that you can do and make tons of money. You can thank me later. I appreciate you watching. Definitely give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing.